So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So in today's video, we're going to talk about setting realistic goals and then also doing realistic actions for those goals. I see a lot of people that set unrealistic goals for their actions, and I'm going to kind of explain and elaborate what I mean by that. This video, I kind of had some inspiration because I had a conversation with somebody who was setting unrealistic goals and wasn't taking the necessary actions to reach those goals. They're kind of more relying on luck and just kind of, winning the lottery, for lack of a better word. So I wanted to kind of talk about that because I'm sure there's a lot of people that do that. I have a lot of friends who are also doing the same thing. And it's important that you set realistic goals for your actions, because if not, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you have super high expectations or super high goals, I think I just repeated myself, but anyways, super high goals, and your actions are bare minimum, you're never going to reach those goals. And if you do, it might be too late, or it might take too much time. So again, none of this is financial advice, just personal opinions. I have a lot of friends who tell me their goals and tell me what they're doing, and I don't really offer my opinions unless I'm asked. And if I'm asked, then I'll real deep dive into there and really get into what I think about it. But other than that, again, this is just for opinion purposes and for entertainment purposes, and again, my personal opinion. But so I have multiple friends, but they kind of have similar goals in a sense, and some of the goals involve multiple millions of dollars. Some friends that I have also, even a close family member of mine as well, but they have goals of buying, hundreds of acres of land, building a, $2 million home or more, but they are stuck working a 9-to-5 job, traditional job. Nothing wrong with that, but you have to look at your goals. Your goal is for starters, $2 million home, $1 million home, whatever, still a lot of money. And then to buy hundreds of acres, even 50 acres, you're still going to need a lot more money. If you want hundreds, it's going to be multiple millions, plus the house, say 4 or 5 million, plus all the other expenses that come with that. Let's just put a round number on it, say $5 million. Your goal is basically $5 million. And you're working a job making, say, 60, which is, I think the average person today makes maybe 60 to 80, somewhere around there, under 100 basically. You have a $5 million goal with a $100,000 salary. I don't even think hundreds, we'll call it $80,000 salary, $60,000, $80,000 salary. You can do the math, just saving your way there, how long it would take. So just doing some quick math, and then even rounding it up for above average, but we're going to say 100 just for easy math. If you're making 100K and your goal is $5 million for a house and some land. Again, I live out in the country, a lot of my friends are country, so these are the conversations we have. But 5 million divided by 100, and this is assuming you're saving 100% of your money. Basically, you aren't doing anything, you aren't spending any money at all. You're taking about 50 years saving every single thing that you're making to make these goals happen. That's not realistic. What are you going to eat? What are you going to drive? What are you going to do? You're just going to live under a rock for 50 years until you finally get there? No, by the time you get those 50 years, you're probably already 70, 80 years old. You might be in a nursing home, you might be on medication, you might be in a hospital, you never know. You're a lot older, your energy levels down, your immune system's down. There's a lot more complications that we have as we get older. So again, that's not a realistic goal for a lot of people. And I hear people telling me their goals. I'm like, this is great. Like, I'm really glad and happy that people have goals, but I feel bad because I'm like, again, sometimes I don't offer my opinion because I'm not asked, but I feel bad because your goals are great. I love the goals, but the actions necessary are not there. The actions you're taking currently are not going to get you there, so you're never going to reach these goals. Now, if you have a $100,000 salary, which is pretty decent for this area, if you live in California, might not be not so great, right? But for here, $100,000 salary is pretty good. And you can live off of maybe even half of that, or even less than half of that, and invest the other 50%. And if you can outpace inflation, you can outpace the cost of goods, then your goals become realistic. And then you can multiply it many different ways. Some of the ways that I did it was doing cash out refinances on properties, purchasing properties, putting the down payment, fixing them up, renting them out, and then doing cash out refinances, getting myself some more cash to work with, and kind of speeding up the process. So that's one way you can do it to help reach your goals a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. That's not the only way, that's just the way I chose, but there's multiple ways to do this. And then once you have that cash, you can start getting into riskier assets if you choose. But again, setting realistic goals for your actions. There's a lot of people, again, like I said, friends of mine and close relatives that are setting. I have close friends, and I have a close relative who is, you know, setting these types of goals. And we went into a deep conversation with this particular person. I was kind of explaining that your goals are great, but your actions are not meeting where your goals need to be. Again, a lot of it is because of risk. A lot of people are scared to take risk, which I don't blame you. Who does? Who likes to put on risk? But if that goal is really, really important to you, you'll do what's necessary. Again, mitigating risk as well. You can't just, you know, gamble the money. That's not realistic, right? Sure, you could win, but the chances are not in your favor. So mainly just taking calculated risk, because otherwise you're gonna be comfortable, you're gonna be complacent, and you're just gonna be, again, there's no drive, no motivation, especially when you're comfortable in a job. Who wants to take that kind of risk, right? But for the goals that you have to take some type of risk at some point if you plan on reaching them. So that's just something I wanted to quickly talk about, because again, just to get some people thinking about their actions for their goals. You know, because when I was younger, my goals were so up here, but they were unrealistic. I was a young kid. I mean, I wasn't even making any money, right? I was a teenager. So they were unrealistic goals for my time because I wasn't taking any actions for those goals. Again, I was younger. But yeah, there's just something to think about, something to ponder over, and to kind of analyze your own life and see if the actions you're taking are matching up with your goals, and not relying on just hope and praying that something's going to fall into your hands. Typically, it's not how things work. They usually take work and effort, and they usually take somebody seeking a specific outcome in order to get to those goals. So again, something to think about. And if you gain any value from this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.